Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the DisKingdom podcast with me, Roger, here in the UK, and Abe there in sunny California.
Hola, amigos.
Hello. So in this episode, we're going to be discussing Star Wars Battlefront, which is coming out on November the 17th in the US and 19th and 20th in Europe. So this big game, really big. Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit later. So it's going to be out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. We're really excited about it. It's kind of really big, sort of in a big shooting game. We had the beta last month. Now, unfortunately, I was on vacation when the beta hit. So, Abe was lucky enough to kind of get on there and kind of have a full-on blast on it. So, you kind of, because I definitely feel that beta kind of really kind of was it used by like 9 million people played that demo for those few days, and I think that's probably sold a lot of people on the game. It definitely feels like this is kind of, I know a lot of the hardcore like shooters and stuff are kind of saying, oh, it's not as good as like, other, you've got Call of Duty and also Halo and sort of Fallout 4 all out at the minute, and everyone got that sort of shoot. I don't know about Fallout 4, but the Halo 3 and Halo and Call of Duty, and you've got all these big shooting ones, and some of them are saying, well, it's not quite as good for that. But I think this Battlefront is much more mainstream. It's a much more mainstream casual, because that's what it's getting us too involved in it. So it's kind of very much into it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, Battlefront's going to be so much fun. I did play the beta. There was a lot of gameplay for myself when I was on the beta, but it's so much fun. I know that there's a lot of people already, they have it reserved. They are definitely getting it. I know a few people didn't like it, so it's it's 50-50, but it's Star Wars. I mean, come on, people, it's Star Wars. Not to mention, you get just for getting the game pre-ordered and everything, you get the DLC, the Battle of Jakku, and that's going to lead up to the movie. I mean, it's just who doesn't want something that's going to give you a little bit of story content? So no, but it's definitely awesome. I mean, the weapon system, the combat system, the gameplay is fun. I feel like it's unique in a sense because you also have the ability to get your Jedi or your Sith Lords that you can play with, or even you even have Leia or Boba Fett and Han.
As well.
Yeah, you do have flight. You do have mobile vehicles. You have the ATSTs and the ATATs. I mean, you have all these different. This is the gameplay. It's just fun. It's like I said, it's Star Wars. It's definitely going to preoccupy us for a while. I mean, it's great because we need that. I mean, the movie is going to be like a whole month before once the game comes out. So at least we'll have something to distract us and get us all excited for it. So
yeah, because I mean, the way that they kind of pushing it at the minute very much feels more nostalgia. They're kind of pushing the classic trilogy. That seems to be where their focus has been. I mean, we have the Battle of Jakku, and they've kind of done a little trailer on it, but even that's kind of getting ready for the Force Awakens. I mean, I'm wondering if we haven't seen any stuff too much about these season passes and all the DLC, because I'm wondering if it's more Force Awakens content or some kind of maps based around that to kind of tie into them. I mean, they can't kind of show it at the minute. And almost do like a second like blast of it, because you can go, oh, here you've got this and you've got this.
I'm definitely sure they're going to give us some more Force Awakens content, and it's definitely going to be worth getting some of that DLC content, because if that's the only way to get those, then they're going to sell real quick, really fast.
Because I think the DLC, I think there was an article on EA's, and they were talking about like a 12 months to 18 months kind of cycle for, if this thing is going to sell. I mean, they're looking at, was it 30 million units? They're probably already maybe starting to, they've already been planning Battlefront 2 or some kind of sequel to kind of tie in with the later movies, because Star Wars isn't going away for the next 5 years of all these new movies. So it wouldn't surprise me if we had in 2 years' time a newer version of it. And the DLC is a good way of kind of spreading it out. But if by saying there's a season pass, says that if they're looking at 4 packs of season passes, it's every 3 months, every 6 months. We don't know yet. but it's just, I think it's definitely appealing to Star Wars geeky crowd, and it's going to pull in, like I said, shooting fans like us that maybe aren't going out and doing all the Call of Duties, because Call of Duty and Halo are probably two of the big titles of the year. So there's a lot of shooting this winter.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shooting games. I mean, I know there was like a Modern Warfare. I mean, there was what was it? Yeah, even before then, the other Call of Duty was Ghost. I mean, there was a lot of, and Ghost wasn't that great, but they have a lot of shooting games, and they're popular. And again, that kind of turns off some people because, like, oh, this is just like Call of Duty. Well, like, but it's Star Wars. It's different. And honestly, I felt like, it does have a little similarity, but it definitely has its unique gameplay. So, but no, it's like you said, nostalgia. There's probably going to be a lot of new content as well, and getting the deluxe version so you can get Han's blaster and all the other cool DLC stuff. I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. It was kind of funny because I was looking around because the deluxe version doesn't seem to be available in the UK. You can download, you can do the pre-order version on like PlayStation Network, but you can't actually buy the actual disc here in the UK. So it's a bit of an odd one. You can do it as a digital. So I'm probably, my aim is I'm doing the full ultimate pack to get the full effect. By the DLC pack and by all season packs, so I know then I've brought it out right. I'm set. It is a little bit more expensive, but you're looking at £45 for the game, and then you're looking at £10 for the deluxe version on top, and then you've got all this extra DLC. But if it's going, but I just know I'm going to be coming in and out of this game over when these new DLC packs come in, and it'd be, kind of cool to get that. But it's just as the amount of sort of, you've got this new controller that's come out. You've got this new PlayStation 4 with Darth Vader on. PlayStation are really kind of pushing the fact that the force is strong with PlayStation. Because they've not got any exclusives. They've got are these Star Wars themed controller and things. But they are definitely pushing that as the one to go for.
Well, they also have those 4 digital download only games. They're bringing classic Star Wars games as well.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to them. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I keep looking for them on the PlayStation Store because I remember having Super Star Wars on my SNES, and it's just this kind of thing of that would be kind of quite cool. And I haven't played the other ones, but I am gonna be buying them as well and playing. So that's just kind of quite cool for me because I know, like, basically from the rest of this year, I've got like six Star Wars games to be playing, so I've got plenty to be playing.
Wait, so you had those original games on your SNES? Is that what you just said?
I had the Super Star Wars on the SNES.
Gotcha.
And then you've got, is it Jedi, Starfighter, and there's a pod racing game and Bounty Hunters. I don't remember having those games, but I do remember Super Star Wars was a side-scrolling game. It's just, I think it's a nice little add-on, and I like the idea of them going back and sort of porting some of these games to the newer sort of bundles and bringing them out, because especially if you're on a Nintendo, if you're on like the Wii U and stuff, you've been able to they keep repatching in sort of Super Mario Brothers and all this lot, and Sonic the Hedgehog must have been ported dozens of times. But things like Star Wars and things like that would be quite nice to kind of have remembering some of them.
Yeah, I remember having the pod racer game on N64 when I was younger, and one of the Battlefront. One of the original Battlefronts on 360. So yeah.
Have you had a chance to try out this new companion app? Literally, it only became available literally last night for Battlefront. It's like a card battle game because it's all linked into the actual Battlefront game where you get your cards while you're unlocking things, and you can unlock extra credits in this app. Have you had a chance to play it?
No, actually I have not. I honestly have been working, so this is the first time I'm hearing about it. I'm definitely going to probably download it after this. But I'll tell you this much. I have, even when I turn on my PS4, I still have the Star Wars Battlefront game option there because of the beta.
Yeah.
And I keep clicking it, hoping it works, but yeah. No, I honestly have done that, I don't know, at least a handful of times because I'm excited for it. I'm really, really, really looking forward to spending some days playing this game.
Yeah, I must. I'm literally just going right. Okay, next week it's like right. I just know all my evenings and mornings from next week for the next few weeks literally will just be Battlefront, and just really kind of looking forward to having kind of a different game experience. And like I said, I've played the Halos, and I've played Ghost Recons. I had one of the Call of Duties, and so I remember having Doom and Quake. So I've been kind of in and out of first person shooters for 20 plus years. So there's nothing like abnormal to me. But I've never been a big fan of the multiplayer kind of concept. So I'm going to be honest, not having a story mode as the main thing for this game it's not kind of filling me with the best feeling, because that would have been what I would have gone straight towards. The online multiplayer is always kind of the side difference, but
yeah, it does bother me a little bit myself. But from what they said, there's going to be some small like little missions that you can do on your own that will kind of give you some story. But yeah, I do completely agree with you. That is kind of a missed opportunity, but whatever. I guess from what I've played already, I still think I'm going to have a lot of fun, because it still feels like I'm playing a story regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping in some ways that I know when I've sort of dove into multiplayer on like Ghost Recon and stuff, where I used to just get shot so quick, because there was this kind of thing of, I think specifically with like shooting ones, the hardcore shooters don't like noobs like us that don't know what we're doing, and we walk straight
Hey, don't punch me with you. I'm not a noob.
Okay, well, I'm a noob. I'm going to be honest with it. And I just think of, you literally, right, you just spawn, you run out and then there's someone that thinks it's really funny to be set up on a thing, sniping them as they kind of spawn kind of thing. And it was always that thing of going, you were like outclassed and outgunned before you'd even, it's like, because there was never, so I'm hoping there's a little bit more matched content in terms of maybe if you're really, really good, you're going to be in a different kind of game.
But, no, definitely.
So I'm definitely, I know there's a training mode that you can go through in training. So I want to do that, and I know you can do quite a lot of missions and solo stuff. But I'm also loving the fact that you don't have to have the whole headset on, because I've always hated that with online chat things where you're just on there with a load of like foul-mouthed 12-year-olds just shouting and swearing at you. It was always like, no, thank you. I don't like this.
No, yeah, I do agree with that. I don't want to. If I'm going to play with people in a game and I have them in my party, I'm happy to talk with them. But anybody else, yeah, no thanks.
No, I think there's a real kind of, I've got that kind of community that love that, and then there's a huge chunk of people that just find it. They don't, I want to sit there in the evening, just chilling out, playing a game. I don't want to be kind of talking to people, because I've had to talk to people at work and all the rest of it. You just want to sit down and do it. So there's a kind of a cross one over to it, and I think that's where the single player mode is what always appealed to me with video games. You get to escape life for a few minutes.
Definitely.
No, but the companion app is out now, so you can kind of use it for a week, and you can build up some of your stats to play in the game. It's going to be interesting to see. I played it, and I was, it took a little bit of time to kind of download, and you had to. It's a card-based one, so you use like your different items. So it was okay. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't blown away with it. I think a lot of hardcore fans might like it because it can affect the game.
Well, I'm wondering, because the way you play the game, you have a built card, and it has your certain weapons. So I wonder if it plays the same.
Yeah, I think it's all going to be connected. So that I like the idea of having this companion app that does tie into the game. But sitting there last night just playing it for like an hour or half an hour or so, I wasn't entirely kind of going, oh my god, this is a really. Because in some ways, if you're going to have a companion game, you want it to be fun of its own right. And I think, for me, it didn't feel like it was a lot of fun. It didn't really. It just felt like, well, this is like card based. It just didn't blow me away for a solo experience. Sat just playing it, but it's definitely worth checking out. And if you've got comments on it, let us know below. Also, I think EA access people, you've been able to access 10 hours of Battlefront from the 12th. You'll be able to access parts of the game and basically play a few hours. I think it's 10 hours early if you're on Xbox One. So that's a good thing for because EA Access isn't on PlayStation.
Well, I'm downloading it now, so I'll tell you my verdict later.
He's like straight on, right? Ooh, new Star Wars app. I'm straight on it. But yeah, we are, like I said, we're going to be, I'm sure we're going to be discussing Battlefront. We'll be doing a few videos and stuff, popping them up on the YouTube channel as well. Because I think, I think we both feel the fact that we're going to be playing this a lot for the next month before our Force Awakens video game comes out.
Oh, I know I will.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much my plan. Though if Deadpool might come in for a little bit, but mainly thinking Star Wars Battlefront for a good month straight off the bat will be exactly what I'm planning on doing. But anyway, guys, would love to know your thoughts on Star Wars Battlefront. Are you excited? Have you pre-ordered? What are you excited about? What you don't like? And comment below. I just want
Will Jar Jar Binks be in the game? Let us know below.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. It doesn't look like there's anything prequel in there, does there?
I don't know. I heard there's going to be certain things touching on everything. So.
Yeah, there's not been so much. I mean, I love the new TV trailer with like was it Anna Kendrick and everyone just dropping. It's like it was a bit odd. It's like I can understand this thing of they're all going in. It's like you do know that symbolizes they've all been killed. It was just like, but everyone's playing the game and stuff. It was cool. I must admit, the first time I watched it was like, oh, I think it's just the music just gets you, just kind of like, oh yeah.
I think they were supposed to be naked in the game, but
yeah, just running around.
I mean, okay.
But yeah, it's looking good. I think it's going to be a big hit. We're really excited about it. Love to know your thoughts. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to check us out on DisKingdom.com. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Also, big thank you to our patrons, SwordApps.com, and Magic Band Collectors, and all of our other patrons. Big thank you for all your support.
Thanks, guys.
See you, guys, and we shall see you guys in the later video. Laters.